Ралын Welcome.
Сайн байцгаана уу хүн үзэгчдээ. Өнөөдөр орой манай дефакто нэвтрүүлгийн зочноор Microsoft корпорацийн Монголыг хариуцсан захирал хадагтай Пилар Торрес оролцож байна.
Пилар Торрес нь Microsoftийн Төв болон Зүүн Европ дахь шинэ зах зээлийг хариуцсан Ерөнхий менежер бөгөөд Беларус, Хойд Кавказ, Төв Ази, Молдави, Монгол зэрэг 10 орны Microsoftийн үйл ажиллагааг хариуцдаг. Тэрээр өмнө нь IBM, Hewlett-Packard, Microsystems, Oracle зэрэг компаниудад орон нутгийн болон Европ, Ойрхи Дорнод, Африкийн бүсүүдийг болон 120 гаруй орныг хариуцсан ажиллаж байсан. Пилар нь Мадридын политехникийн их сургуульд механик инженер, эдийн засаг, шинэчлэлтийн менежментийн магистр зэрэг хамгаалсан.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to Mongolia.
Thank you very much.
Please tell us about mission. What have you been doing and why are you here?
Okay. So for Microsoft, Mongolia is demonstrating a very big interest in developing the country through ICT technology, and Microsoft has an important role to play in this journey that Mongolian country is taking towards development together with ICT technology. So this is the main purpose of our visit.
You are here. Quite on time, and plus, how long have you been as Microsoft in Mongolia?
Mm-hmm. Microsoft has long presence in Mongolia. We started with our partners. Microsoft model is directly gathered together with our partner ecosystem, meaning that Microsoft partners build relationship with local companies that have this deep knowledge of the needs of the Mongolian market. We have more than 30 partners, Microsoft partners registered in the Mongolian market, and they have been operating for a long time, and we believe this is a very beneficial way of develop the cooperation and the partnership.
So does it mean that Microsoft are not only providing the programs that ordinary Mongolians individually use it, but also you provide a platform for businesses which is updated or customs tailored to businesses by your partners, right?
Yes, absolutely. We believe this is the best combination because Microsoft provides the technology platform, products, services to build the solutions. The partners can add their value, their specific industry expertise. You have, for instance, very specific industries that are crucial for Mongolian economy, which are very special, very important for Mongolia, and you have other industries where the local partners have really deep knowledge on how to tune and how to adapt Microsoft solutions to be fully suited to the customer needs.
So you have about 30 partners in Mongolia.
Yes.
And plus your product will be on the market, consumer products, right? Like
yes.
Excel, Word that everybody knows in schools. So you will continue on this two front, right? With through partners and through the consumer mass market products. Which one will be more prevalent, more larger in the market, you think?
For us, the two sides are equally important. So Microsoft's mission is to provide the best devices, services, and solutions technologies to our consumers, to enterprises, to government, to citizens, to be as productive as possible with technology in their home, in their businesses, and when they move. Because also mobility is a very important trend in technology these days. And no longer the borders between professional use of technology and home use of technology, they are closer than, exactly, they are converging.
For example, for say medium-sized businesses, they have accounting needs, they have human resources need, they have other material needs, right? All this combined together to integrated to make their life easier.
Yes.
Do you provide this sort of program?
Absolutely, absolutely. And one very strong IT trend is the cloud technology. So having solutions in the cloud is particularly suited for these medium businesses where technology needs to be as accessible and easy to use as possible. And just to give you some figures, for instance, for our customer relationship management platform, 3.5 million users worldwide use these solutions on the cloud provided by Microsoft. So they just get the solution they need and they just take care of the business use of these technologies.
Does it mean that cloud technology means a person sitting in an office, in the home, whatever, wherever their even branches are there, they are simultaneously keep changing with the cloud technology, or one is to update their branches, etc.? How does it work?
Well, cloud has different ways to be implemented depending on the need. And again, needs for the business are not exactly the needs of consumers. Let me put you an example of consumer cloud that I'm sure many of your people here in Mongolia use. Skype. Skype is very, very popular technology, widely used worldwide. It's Microsoft, part of Microsoft company. Skype has usage of 2 billion, more than 2 billion minutes per day.
Wow.
All around the world, 2 billion minutes per day, which makes Skype one of the largest communication providers in the world.
For our audience, Skype is the device that, or technology you can, as soon as you are with the internet, you can call anyway.
Exactly,
okay.
exactly.
And also transfer certain
you
data.
Can exchange information,
files.
You can exchange files, you can exchange instance message. Skype service for consumers is provided with cloud technology.
So it is coming to Mongolia, in other words.
I'm sure you use Skype already in Mongolia.
Yeah, I mean, the business community, a company who will use Microsoft platform, consumer custom tailored by your local partner, will be able to communicate with all their networks through internet, using Skype, talk and conference calls.
Absolutely, absolutely. Skype is communication consumer technology. Microsoft has other products more designed for the enterprise, for communication as well. And any enterprise can really see at what are their needs in terms of productivity platform, communication platform, sharing information, cross collaboration. So all the elements that make this business more productive, more efficient, more modern, and choose whether cloud is the best way to receive this service or maybe other models.
You are country director for Moldova, North Caucasus, Central Asia, right? What makes Mongolia special among all these countries?
Well, I think definitely Mongolia is very special for us in the sense that Mongolia has very, very unique economic conditions. You are one of the fastest growing economies. You have also very unique conditions in terms of your population. You have one of the youngest populations worldwide. And certainly these conditions, together with a very firm strategy nationwide to modernize the country, together with technology. And during my time here, I was able to hear about Smart Mongolia that is being developed for multiple aspects, for you as citizens, for the companies, for the businesses. All these conditions really make Mongolia an extraordinary, attractive place.
Welcome. The Mongolian businesses will benefit, I hope, and I really believe, and probably the best practices all around the world gives a lot good hope. And in terms of language, Mongolian language, the letter that we are using, Cyrillic. In that sense, what will be good for Mongolians using Microsoft?
Well, Microsoft definitely provides the technology and localizes the technology as needed for the local communities. This is our commitment, and this is what we are doing all across the world.
Do you have operating system in that particular languages of the countries they use, or you select, how does it work? Operating system?
Operating system?
In language-wise.
Operating
Can we
system
change the language?
Is available in multiple languages worldwide, and even with new technologies and new devices, you can even select which language you want to use for your device.
Okay.
So there is a lot of freedom now in the
So Mongolians can use Mongolian language?
I believe so.
Okay. Microsoft is very well known also for a program, several projects across the board, across the continents, that wherever Microsoft is coming, you are doing some revolutionary changes in education system. Please share with us this sort of experiences and how do you see the role of Microsoft in that sense in Mongolia?
You're absolutely right. Microsoft has a commitment with education since the very beginning, since the very early days in the company, because we believe that youth is the future, and technology can help youth in very much strong aspects. For instance, when young people get educated, an important requirement these days for the labor market is ICT literacy. So providing training, providing knowledge on ICT technologies for young people is a way to enable them to be more successful once they finish their education period and they enter into the labor market.
Will it be compulsory for schools, this ICT training?
This is compulsory in many places, so we are more than willing to partner
the way
here.
How to use IT, computer, software to know better, to process better, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And young people are using technology everywhere, in their private lives, in their schools. So this is something that now is part of their lives. It's really part of their lives. We typically start with teachers and the organisms that provide the training, because we also believe that this is a crucial community to embrace technology, to be able to extend the use of technology in the youth. And we have programs worldwide that provide even room for the creativity around ICT. So young people can develop their applications, they can test their entrepreneurial spirit, they can compete, they can prove their quality, and this is done even worldwide. So we believe this is a very tangible way to contribute to the education and the development of the country.
So it means today in our schools, after your penetration to many schools, the kids will be, students will be able to see more content faster somehow and communicate with that content among each other. That's the new quality you are bringing to our system.
This is what technology and Microsoft is certain the value added that we can provide.
Okay. Let's talk a little about community development. We talked about education. And really there are interesting, a lot always information, news about making a change in a community with the help of ICT. In Kenya, for example, they use mobile phone completely as a bank. I mean, in Africa, then it's so fast, etc. So that sort of changes. How do you visualize that change happening in Mongolia?
Well, we believe that the social responsibility of a company as Microsoft is really an essential part of the value we can provide to the society. And we believe that this contribution has aspects that are best materialized in the local environments. That's why we partner with the local organizations to identify what is the most, first, what are the needs and how we can best align to these needs. As you say, Africa has specific needs, Mongolia have their specific needs as well. So that's why we really aligned in the local community to identify these areas where our contribution can have the best impact for the local.
So Microsoft operating system and your program, when it comes to Mongolia, how it will help the local community to get together, to get connected through their mobile phones? Because you see, this is a nomadic culture, big land, people live from each other very far. So how do you see their role in that way?
Well, one very interesting element is that the way technology is adopted these days is really disruptive. It's not evolution. So, for instance, people are adopting new technologies without having adopted previous technologies.
Yes.
So some people are using mobile phones for the first time without having used maybe a laptop or a PC.
Yeah, true. Yes.
And they have same access to technology with their mobile device than other people might have with more sophisticated devices.
Yes.
And in their mobile device, they have communication, they can exchange information, they can even work. Again, the frontiers or the borders between professional, personal, they live together in the same device.
Yes.
And this is what we can provide at Microsoft.
Yeah. Now even sitting in a kitchen setting, family is talking to each other with a message. Too paradoxic. Ms. Torres, you have been, you are engineer. You have done University Politecnica de Madrid. And you have been doing work in economics of innovation. How do you see, I mean, please tell us about, first of all, innovation economics or economics of innovation. What does that mean?
Well, this means that innovation is one key asset for a country to develop their economy and their society. And there is academic research that correlates the development and the economic growth of a country with their presence of innovation and their focus on innovation. This is why countries like yours have ICT, have technology, which is innovation at the end of the day, as a key asset that diversifies the economy, opens new opportunities for the people in the country, and certainly has a very direct impact on the country development.
For a country like Mongolia, you see, people, I mean, we are earning money from mining, and with that money we need to diversify economy. Using your concept, we not necessarily to go through all the steps which is done before. In your mind, how we can diversify economy, say going into maybe IT, maybe international call, whatever, you see the role of the importance for a small economy like Mongolia with a lot of young, talented people?
Well, first, technology enables companies to do business in a global world with different elements that were not present in the past. So this is the first thing. So technology definitely moves businesses in a more modern way, so they can access the entire world through internet.
World database.
Yes, and the entire world information, the entire world customers, the entire world consumer needs. So the horizons are definitely much wider.
And it's opening whole market also.
Exactly, it's not longer
borders
bounded to physical borders. You really have the world to promote your businesses, to sell your products, to show your value, and at the same time, this technology helps the people in Mongolia to be better prepared to deal with this modern world and make the country more modern, open new innovation areas, and once this innovation is present in the country, is spread everywhere. You can apply innovation in mining, you can apply innovation to retail, you can apply innovation to banking, and all this economic system becomes more modern, more agile, more transparent, and much more competitive.
With that concept, our young people, throughout their education period, they will be able to learn how to use this ICT to go to the global market, being educated here, sitting here still, but still we can serve the global market. That's
exactly. And the fascinating thing is that our users, and young people in particular, really invent new uses for the technology.
yes.
So for instance, in Microsoft applications store, we have 200,000 applications that are created by businesses, but also by entrepreneurs, but people who have creative ideas. So this makes the entry barriers for innovators much lower. They really are accessible to anyone with good ideas.
But are they expensive?
Not
applications?
at all.
Not at all. In general, the general product for consumer goods, consumer household use, are they expensive compared to other part of the world to be sold in Mongolia?
We believe our presence in the market of Mongolia is fair for the market, and our products are very widely used here.
See, speaking about that, how widely they are used, it is not secret that people misusing, they use counterfeit, they are copying from each other operating system, which cause a lot of problems. So in terms of intellectual property right, what would be your concern and observations related to Mongolia?
We believe that legitimate software has multiple beneficial elements for a country, but also for the businesses. In case of legal software is an asset for the company. It's an intellectual capital asset. This makes the enterprise, the business, more competitive. This makes the business being able to use the technology in the best optimal way, in the most secure way. For instance, one concern we have for illegal software is security. So illegal software is not protected in the same way as legal software is. And the data we have has that 1 million people daily have experienced or have suffered a cyber attack worldwide. So for us, it's very important to work together with our customers to ensure that they have the right products with the best protection possible. Obviously, this can only be achieved with legal software, but also for the local economy. This means partners can develop solutions themselves. They help in the economy. For $1 spent on Microsoft technologies, $8 to $9 are generated in the local economy.
I see.
By solution providers, by implementation, by services around, by the economic value generated by these technologies. So we really see the benefits in the country by using software with intellectual property rights. Even not less important, it gives fair competition to everyone.
Yes.
Because everyone competes with the same fair conditions.
With the legal software, there is a very little chance to be attacked by a cyber attack, and also we call it viruses. You know, sometimes it's become very slow. Then they are either reformat or again. You know, so what you are saying is, if we use the legal one, we'll have a more productivity, and business will have a more chance to create more dollars per dollar.
Exactly. Exactly. And this at the same will benefit the entire economic system in the country.
And everybody who buys this legal operation system framework programs, they will be able to update it online, right?
Absolutely, and they will have access to the latest updates, to the more modern
Will
technologies.
it be directly to them from the Microsoft Center database, or it will go again through the partners?
There are multiple models, so the benefit is that the user can choose what's the model that suits them best.
See, when I lived in the US, I was able to Microsoft any call, and they were online helping me at night if I had some solutions. So I think this sort of services hopefully are coming to Mongolia. You are from Spain, and
Yes.
You have gone through obviously this economic downturn now. And is it doing now okay?
It's getting much better, and
What-
there are multiple signs of that.
See, because Spain, Greece, the problems you had there, we are sort of reflecting here. Too much government debt, uncontrollable. Then they are not able to. They did not squeeze out of the investment the right juice. At the end, the local people have to pay, and the salaries go down. So, the public officers now are doing better.
The economy is certainly improving. The thing is, the economy is really connected. So we live in a global world. So everything has multiple connection points, but things are getting better. Thank you for asking.
So you have been also working for another large IT institutions like IBM and HP, Sun Microsystems, etc. And you are being an engineer, right? How you come to the position today, being in charge of Microsoft for number of emerging countries, altogether 15 or so, right?
10
countries. Are you happy with the job?
Absolutely, it's the best job in the world.
Okay,
Yes.
why?
I'm really passionate about making an impact with technology that has benefits not only Microsoft business, but really in the society and the companies. And for me and for my team, the best reward is when we see the benefits and we see our customers and our consumers being successful thanks to Microsoft. I think this is the best thing in the world.
What does it require? Say now we are addressing young students today. What does it take to be like you working? These companies really require high standards. You have gone through this ladder, and now you are in such a position. What is the, say, two important feature of characters you would outline?
I would say first is the passion and believing what you do, that this is the value you can add. And certainly I think young people have multiple opportunities, and Microsoft in particular is given multiple opportunities to really develop and offer the best you can do yourself. And creativity is an integral part of our culture. At the same time, we are very conscious of our impact in the society. So we really try to live by our values, and for me, this is the main thing.
Just on the way coming to this interview, I was asked by a person who visited your Seattle office, corporate headquarters, and she said, Microsoft employees, young mothers, have a chance to give food to children, a small child they have brought to the office, and they have certain sort of kindergarten. So this sort of approach, how you see your corporate social responsibility in the country you are now, not in the headquarters, but the countries like you are responsible for, how do you see that social responsibility?
Well, as you say, Microsoft is really open company in the sense that acknowledges that attracting talent to the company really requires help in terms of balancing your personal and professional priorities. I'm a mother of 3, so I really see this daily.
Okay,
I really can experience this daily.
You have not to every day to choose work or family.
No, I have the environment that allows me to combine and to have my personal life to balance it with my professional work. So this is really allowing the company to access the best talent in the market wherever they are.
Now there are some 15 or so bright Mongolians are working within Microsoft everywhere, and I understand more in the US. But those who is, I mean, out of our partners, your partners in Mongolia, people, they will they have a chance to work for Microsoft Corporation as employee afterwards?
Microsoft has multiple openings. It's a big company. It's a growing, so any talent welcome.
Plus Mongolian language probably will be helpful, additional.
Absolutely.
What is today, how big Microsoft today? Please tell us, I mean, how many people, what is the share, market capitalization?
So market cap is 330 million at the moment. It's a big company, as said, very, very close to 100,000 employees. And our revenues at the end of last fiscal year were $77.3 billion.
Wow, $78 billion a year. With such a huge cash, you can impact the world.
Well, this is why we're here.
And we want that impact to be on Mongolia. And it's so nice that you are visiting. And I'm so happy to hear that there are so many partners already working. And I really wish you and Microsoft and all your team to have a great success story in Mongolia.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. Bairla.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
coming.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.